No one knew about Millie or her past life. No one was aware of her old friends or relatives. Anna had a fleeting doubt once, but she chose to ignore it. On the wedding night, Anna was excited. Her dreams were finally about to come true. But Daniel seemed different, cold and distant, as if his mind was elsewhere. Whenever Anna tried to get close to him, he started showing signs of restlessness. When she asked why he seemed so uneasy, Daniel made an excuse about an emergency call and left the room without any explanation. Anna was confused. Why did everything feel so odd? As she explored the room, she noticed a locked drawer. Something important was inside, something Daniel didn't want anyone to see. Anna started feeling that this marriage wasn't just a simple deal. There was something more to it. What Anna didn't know was that she had married a monster. Daniel's charming and gentle behavior was nothing but a mask. The real Daniel was a ruthless serial killer, always in search of his next prey. And this time, his target was none other than Anna herself. Would Anna uncover the truth? Or would she become just another victim, disappearing from this world forever? Anna's dream had now turned into reality. Daniel was giving her everything she had ever imagined. Expensive jewelry, designer clothes, luxury vacations, and a royal lifestyle. The mansion was no less than a palace, equipped with every facility imaginable. A personal chef, an indoor pool, a gym, and even a private theater. Anna felt like her life was set. Now only one thing remained, to gain legal control over Daniel's trust fund. To the world, Daniel was the perfect husband. At social parties and business events, everyone couldn't stop praising him. He played the role of a charming, successful, and caring husband flawlessly. During dinner parties, when Anna wore diamond bracelets and designer gowns, people couldn't help but feel jealous. Everyone thought Anna was lucky to have a husband like Daniel. To Anna, everything felt like just another deal. Daniel seemed a little too perfect. A few months after the wedding, Anna started noticing that Daniel would leave the house at night without any explanation. At first, she assumed it was for business meetings or emergency work. But when it became a regular occurrence, she started feeling uneasy. Whenever Anna asked him about it, Daniel either changed the topic or gave a fake excuse. Anna's doubts grew. Was Daniel having an affair? Was that the reason he still seemed emotionally distant, even after marriage? One day, Anna noticed deep scratches on Daniel's hands, like he had been in a fight. There were also tiny bloodstains on his clothes. When she asked him about it, Daniel laughed and said, "Just a small injury from the gym." Anna trusted him at first, but then she started noticing late-night unknown calls on his phone. When she tried to check his call logs, they had already been deleted. That was a major red flag. Anna now felt that this wasn't just an affair. There was something much bigger being hidden from her. One night when Daniel returned home, there was an eerie calmness in his eyes, like he had just finished something. Anna had a gut feeling that something big was happening right in front of her, but she wasn't being allowed to see it. She needed to observe Daniel more closely, or else this marriage would become nothing but an illusion. One day while exploring the basement, Anna discovered a heavy iron door that was always locked. The mansion had open spaces and luxury in every corner, but this was the only restricted area, almost as if something dangerous was hidden inside. When she asked Daniel about it, he snapped at her, saying it was his private workspace. Anna found it strange. If it was just an office, why so much secrecy? One night, Anna went to the kitchen to get some water and saw a knife covered in fresh blood. Shocked, she thought, Daniel is a businessman, so why is this knife so bloody? The next morning, when Daniel came down for breakfast, Anna noticed fresh scratches and cuts on his hands. When she asked about them, he casually brushed it off, saying he accidentally cut himself. But Anna wasn't convinced. His words felt fake, and her doubts only grew stronger. Anna decided she had to follow Daniel. One night, when he left the house for a so-called business meeting, Anna secretly tailed him. She planned to plant a GPS tracker on his car, but Daniel was always so alert that she had to follow him manually instead. Daniel entered an abandoned factory, and Anna hid behind a door to watch. But just as she lost focus for a second, she suddenly felt a cold touch on her back. "What are you doing here, Anna?" Daniel's voice was calm, but his smile was chilling. The next day, the maid, Mrs. Harper, secretly warned Anna. Stay out of his secrets, Anna, or you will regret it. Anna was confused. Mrs. Harper's eyes were filled with fear, like she knew something but couldn't say it. That's when Anna realized that it wasn't just her. The entire household staff was terrified of Daniel. No one dared to look him in the eyes. Anna now had only one question in her mind. Who is Daniel, really? A locked basement, a bloody knife, late-night disappearances, and a terrified staff. Everything seemed off. What started as a gold-digging game now felt like a fight for survival. Anna was no longer just after Daniel's money, she was after the truth. One morning while sitting at the coffee table, Anna's eyes caught a newspaper headline. Young woman goes missing near business district. The article mentioned that the last time the woman was seen, she had been near Daniel's office. Anna's hands trembled and her coffee cup slipped from her grasp. This was the same woman she had seen at Daniel's business party. Her mind raced back to that night. At Daniel's last grand party, a young woman had been circling around him, looking nervous and uneasy, almost as if she was trying to escape someone. Daniel had taken her aside for a private conversation, and shortly after, the woman disappeared. At the time, Anna ignored it. But now she realized this couldn't be a coincidence. Everything was starting to fit together. Daniel's unexplained disappearances, the bloody knife, the locked basement, and now a missing woman linked to him. Was Daniel responsible for these disappearances? And if he was Anna next? Anna decided she had to track Daniel's every move. She secretly planted a GPS tracker in his car to find out where he went at night. If I don't find the truth, I might lose my life, she thought. Now she had only one mission, to expose Daniel's true face before it was too late. One night, Anna was heading to the kitchen for water when she noticed something shocking. The basement door was slightly open. Daniel always made sure to lock it, but tonight he must have forgotten. Anna felt a mix of excitement and fear. If I want to know his secrets, this is my best chance. Taking a deep breath, she stepped inside. As she descended into the basement, a strong, metallic stench filled her nose, a mix of blood and chemicals. The dim, flickering lights made the place feel even more haunting, as if someone wanted to keep it intentionally eerie. On a metal table, a blood-stained knife lay abandoned, still fresh with crimson stains. Anna's body froze in place. Then her eyes landed on an iron chair, equipped with belts and chains, as if someone had been restrained there. For a moment, Anna's mind went completely blank. She had just stepped into Daniel's darkest secret. Anna slowly approached a whiteboard filled with names and photographs. There were 20 to 25 women's photos pinned on it, some old, some recent. A red cross was marked over every single name. Her mind flashed back to the missing girls' reports she had seen in the newspapers. These are the women who disappeared. Daniel killed them. Anna's fear reached its absolute peak. With trembling hands, she slowly moved to the last unmarked photo. Her breath caught in her throat. It was her own photo, the only one without a red cross. He's planning to kill me next. Anna's flashlight slipped from her hands, crashing onto the floor. A chill spread through her veins. She realized that her time was running out. She rushed toward the basement door, her heartbeat pounding in her ears. But just as she reached the exit, a shadow loomed behind her. Then came Daniel's voice, calm yet chilling. It seems you've learned too much, Anna. Anna's mind was clear now. If she didn't act fast, she wouldn't survive. Her body was flooded with adrenaline, her heart racing faster than ever. She only had two options, run or disappear forever. But there was a problem. Daniel was always watching her. She couldn't trust anyone. Not the maid, not the staff. No one. Her only option? Save herself. Daniel's behavior became even more controlling. It was as if he knew Anna was onto something. He restricted her every move. No phone calls, no internet access, and she was never left alone in the mansion. He stayed close to her at all times, making sure she couldn't reach out for help. Are you hiding something from me, Anna? He would ask casually, but Anna could sense the dark warning behind his words. His eyes were unnervingly calm, like he had already decided her fate. One night, while Daniel was in the bathroom, Anna rushed to call the police. But the moment she dialed the number, her phone died. No signal. No battery drain. Nothing. A cold realization hit her. Daniel had already hacked her phone. This was no accident. She was officially trapped with a monster. If Daniel suspected anything, she wouldn't have much time left. Anna had to plan her escape without raising suspicion. She secretly made a duplicate key for the house and started gathering emergency cash and documents. But just as she was about to execute her plan, Daniel's behavior became even more unpredictable. Now, Anna had only two choices: run or become another trophy in Daniel's collection. But what if Daniel had already figured out her plan? Would she escape, or would the devil catch her first? Anna knew she couldn't take any more risks. She had to take Daniel down, temporarily, before he could kill her. She devised a solid plan. She would drug Daniel's drink during dinner. That night, Daniel opened an expensive bottle of wine, pouring himself a glass. As Anna served it to him, she subtly slipped sleeping pills into his drink. Daniel took a casual sip. Anna's heartbeat thundered in her chest. Would it work, or would he realize what she had done? Slowly, Daniel's body relaxed. His movements became sluggish, and his eyes grew heavy. Within moments, he collapsed, unconscious. This was her only chance. As soon as Daniel passed out, Anna rushed into his study. There, she spotted a locked wooden box. Her hands trembled as she inserted the duplicate key. The lock clicked open, and what she found inside made her blood run cold. The box contained a twisted collection of trophies, rings, necklaces, and small belongings from his victims. And then, she found a diary, Daniel's personal record of every crime he had committed. He's not just a killer, he's a twisted trophy collector. Anna's mind spun. She quickly grabbed the diary as evidence and made a plan to escape the mansion immediately. But just as she turned toward the door, a cold whisper sent chills down her spine. You weren't supposed to see that, Anna. Daniel was awake. His eyes burned with fury, glowing with the rage of a predator who had just spotted his prey. Anna froze in shock. Then, she ran. Daniel lunged after her. The mansion transformed into a deadly battleground. Daniel grabbed a knife, and the chase began. Anna dashed through the corridors, knocking over tables, turning off lights, anything to confuse him. But Daniel was fast. He moved through the shadows, stalking her like a hunter playing with his prey. Anna had one final thought. If I don't escape now, I never will. You really thought you could outsmart me, Anna? Daniel's voice echoed through the mansion. Anna grabbed a hidden knife. Now she had only one option: kill or be killed. Daniel's knife hovered near Anna's throat, but there was no fear in her eyes. Instead, there was a strange confidence that made Daniel pause for a second. Why aren't you scared, Anna? Daniel tightened his grip. Anna smirked. A slow, creepy smirk. Because, sweetheart, you're not the only predator in this house. Daniel's face went pale. He hadn't expected Anna to look him in the eye without fear. You think you're the only one who hunts? Anna whispered. I've played this game before. Anna was not just a gold digger. She was a killer too. For years, she had targeted wealthy men, married them, poisoned them, and vanished with their entire inheritance. In the past 5 years, she had killed 3 rich businessmen. You thought you were the hunter? Anna whispered in Daniel's ear. Darling, this time you picked the wrong girl. For a moment, Daniel was stunned. Then he laughed. So we're the same, huh? But only one of us is making it out alive. Daniel grabbed his knife. The deadliest battle had begun, one predator fighting another. Anna smashed a lamp and lunged at Daniel, but he was faster. His blade slashed deep into her shoulder. Blood, shattered glass, screams. The mansion became a war zone. Daniel moved through the shadows, waiting for his moment to strike. But Anna knew the game too well. You've done this before, haven't you, Anna? Daniel taunted, dodging an attack. Anna laughed through the pain. Always, I just chose the wrong man this time. Both of them played mind games, trying to manipulate each other. Anna secretly planned to use the poisoned wine glass, but was Daniel already one step ahead? Now it all came down to one final move. Only one of them would survive. The fight reached its climax. Blood stained the floors. Broken furniture was scattered everywhere. Anna's hands trembled, but her eyes burned with one thing: revenge. Daniel lunged at her with his knife, but this time, Anna was ready. She snatched a sharp blade and plunged it straight into his chest. Daniel staggered backward, his eyes widening in shock. Blood dripped from his mouth. His body weakened, his hands trembling. Anna gasped for breath, her body exhausted, but her mind knowing she had won. "You deserve this, you psycho!" she spat, a mix of anger and relief washing over her. She ran toward the front door. She could feel the cold air of freedom waiting outside. She was almost free. But just as she reached the door, she heard a low whisper behind her. "You thought you were the hunter, but I was always the predator." Anna froze. A cold chill ran through her veins. She slowly turned around. Daniel was still alive. A creepy smirk stretched across his face, as if he felt no pain. Slowly he rose to his feet, pulled the knife from his chest, and stepped toward Anna. Her eyes filled with pure terror. Sirens blared outside. The police arrived at the mansion. Officers kicked down the door, guns drawn. Daniel froze, then shot Anna one last death stare. A police officer fired a bullet. Bang! Daniel collapsed. This time, was he really dead? Anna was pulled to safety, but her mind was still in shock. An officer later informed her that Daniel had lived under a fake identity for years. No one knew his real name. But the biggest shock came later. At the morgue, when they checked Daniel's body, his body is missing. Anna's heart stopped. Was Daniel still alive? The mansion was burned down, leaving no evidence behind. The case became an unsolved mystery. A few weeks later, a breaking news report surfaced. Wealthy businessman found dead, wife missing. The police never found Anna. Her story became an urban legend. In a different city, a woman walked into a bank. She looked exactly like Anna, but with a new name and identity. Calmly, she opened a new account and signed the papers with a smile. Was it Anna or someone else? Had Anna outsmarted Daniel and started a new life? Or was this just the beginning of Daniel's real game? The end. Or is it? Screen fades to black. A final whisper is heard.